everyone, welcome to Miami Life and Fitness. In today's video, we're going to be talking about you don't have what it takes to make it, and what do you do? Is it because you don't have the willpower, the discipline, the determination, or you just don't know how to shut your mouth? Alright, so this video goes out to Raena Robles, who asked me a question about bikini competitors, what I did, what anabolics did I take when I first started in this journey, and how much cardio and how much weightlifting does it really take to make it if you want to make it there. Today's video, stay tuned. So much shit I gotta say. Alright guys, if you want to set up a consultation with me to discuss your fitness, your life, your training, and this is only for people that are serious. Ladies, if you want to contact me so you can really find out what it's going to take for you to reach your goal. If you've been dreaming about reaching your goal and reaching your dream physique, then email me at miamilifeandfitness@gmail.com, or you can go to my website directly and book your consultation at www.miamilifeandfitness.com. So if you are tired of being harassed and doctors are not going to give you the answer and they're not going to check your hormones, then go to Private MD Labs. The link is also down below. Lots of different panels to choose from. This way you don't get harassed by the doctor. No more stupid questions and no more as to why you want to check your testosterone and your estrogen levels. So getting right into this video, again, this video goes out to our Robles, thank you girl, up in Jacksonville. And she basically wants to know, she wants me to share pictures of when I was competing in bikini. Unfortunately, I really don't have that many pictures, and that's when I transferred over to my new Mac computer. I want to say 2 years ago. Actually, no, it was last year at this time. The Mac specialist at Apple, the Apple specialist. When I was transferring over all my data from my old MacBook to the new MacBook, unfortunately, all my data was deleted. Everything. Client files, all my pictures, emails, music, everything. All my CDs that I've had for like the past 25 years, all my music got deleted, videos got deleted, all my dad who's no longer alive, videos and pictures of everywhere I've been all around the world, everything's gone. Gone. I cried for like 3 days. So it was pretty devastating. Nonetheless, I don't really have that many pictures when I was competing in bikini. I may have one or two that I have found along the way, but I don't have many. But the ones that I find, I will kind of put them up here. So her question is, can I make a video showing pictures of my bikini competitor days and talking about anabolics, PEDs, what it took for me to get there? It seems that a lot of people want results, but nobody's ready to put in the work, and nobody really knows what's behind the scenes. That includes how many hours of cardio and weight training I did, just everything in general to get that physique. So here's the deal, Raena. Here's the deal. So many people, especially women, think that they're gonna get this physique in 30 days or less. They wanna pop all these pills and pop all these steroids and take Clen and take phentermine and take, T3 that are really going to increase their metabolism, get them the jitters, suppress their appetite, make them not want to eat because they're going to be shaking and jittering all day. And little do they know, they're never going to learn how to manage food. Also, these types of regimens and protocols are not meant to take for a very long time. So what happens is you really don't know how to manage food. You take them for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Then when you stop, most people just gain the weight back. You didn't know how to eat. You didn't know how to manage food. You still don't know what foods to eat, the amounts, the frequency of the times. So they really don't learn anything. So it really is a matter of people really, like you said, people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. People really don't want to put in the work. Nobody wants to put in the work, and everybody is just so damn lazy nowadays. Nobody really has any consciousness to put in the discipline and actually feel the pain, immerse yourself in the pain and embrace the pain and love the pain so you can love the journey. The more that you feel the pain and the more you embrace it, the more you are going to get out of your journey and the more satisfying it's going to be at the end when you reach it. But if you're looking for a quick fix and to pop a pill, that's not the way to do it, and you can just get off my channel as well. I don't care who you follow, but I don't want you following me, because in this channel and what I do and how I show my clients, science, is you got to put in the work, and it may take 3 months, and it may take 6 months, and it may take 6 years. But you have to know that you have to put in the work, and it all depends on just how out of shape you are and just how out of focus you will get and how you tune in or tune out your brain. That's really all it is. For those that tune in and know how to focus and not get off track, and really not have let their body get out of whack over the past few years, and it's going to be easier for you to reach your goal. So it really all depends on you and your mental strength. And if you're weak mentally, you can forget about it now. What it takes behind the scenes is balanced hormones, eating correctly, training correctly, and then your PED protocol, if you even need it. Again, if somebody's really young and they still have good hormones and you're not competing, you really don't need to get on a steroid cycle or take any PEDs. You really don't. If you're competing, then you do. If you are over age 30, over 35, and your hormones start to get unbalanced and they start to basically get out of whack, you want to restore and rebalance the hormones, because now you are at a lack of hormones, not like you were when you were 21 or 25 or 28 and you felt great and your skin was great and you can run 3 miles and do cartwheels and flips and all this stuff, and now you can barely move. So we need to rebalance our hormones if you need to, and make sure that that is done first. Get your lab work done. Then you want to make sure that you are eating correctly. If you want to talk about food, set up a consultation with me to discuss. And I'm not talking about vegetables. Our bodies aren't made to eat vegetables. Our body doesn't even know how to digest vegetables. We're not rabbits and pandas, whatever. We need to eat protein and carbohydrates. That is what our body needs. And if you don't understand what your body needs, then you will never nourish your body and you would never reach your goal. Again, if you don't know what the body needs, and how the body was meant to break down food and what food it actually needs, then you will never reach your goal, because you're never going to nourish your body correctly. So it's all a matter of that. And then the third thing is you need to train properly. Again, it really all depends on how out of shape you are, how high body fat you are. You can take 2 bikini competitors or 2 figure competitors. One girl has 15% body fat and the other one has 30% body fat. They both started a competition prep cycle 6 months out from a so-called show of a set date that they set. So let's say it's June and they want to do a show in December. Now all of a sudden you have this girl who's 50% body fat. She can probably be ready in the next 60 to 90 days. The other one who's 30% body fat, it may take her 12 months to get ready. She may have to skip that show. Honestly, she will have to skip that show. So, well, she can go to the show. She's just going to look like shit. She's going to look like, completely out of shape at the show. So save yourself from embarrassment and go to the show next year. So it really all it depends on where your body is, where your level of fitness is, where your hormones are, how you're eating your food, who's managing your food, and how you train, and your body fat percentage. The higher your body fat, the longer it's going to take you to reach that dream physique. The lower your body fat, then obviously the closer you're going to be to reaching your dream physique, or the physique that you want. Your physique of whether it's wellness, bikini, figure, physique, whatever it is. So those are the things that people need to wrap their head around. It's not just, oh, I want to prep for a show and I want to take all these PEDs. No, it's not about that. When I first started in fitness, I was already at, 16, 18% body fat. I've always pretty much been in shape all my life. I've done exercise all my life, but I really got serious into this. I want to say right around 2014, and then I started obviously with a prep coach, started coaching more seriously with a goal in mind, and then the first thing I took was Anavar. Anavar really helped, and it just helps you to burn calories, helps you to burn fat as you build muscle. Anavar is very anabolic, so it gives you a lot of protein synthesis. It allows you to retain the muscle as you're building the muscle. If you take it with Clen towards the end of the cycle, also Clen is very anabolic, even though it's not a steroid. So that paired with Anavar keeps your muscles full, dense, and it allows you to retain more muscle as you're going through a so-called cut, when you're ready to do a cut as you're prepping for a show. But other than that, if you're not doing that, then you don't really need to take Clen, because again, it shouldn't be taking for any more than 4 to 6 6 weeks at a time, and you could jeopardize your health, your heart, if you're not doing it for prep and if you still don't know how to manage food. So I would advise anyone to stay away from that. But it's, as the shows followed, then I still continued to do Anavar. When I got to New York City and I got to another prep coach, I still did Anavar, but then I mixed it with Clen and T3. When I moved back down to Miami is when I started adding in other compounds. So I did Anavar, and I did a little bit of Winstrol, and then I did Clen, and then I did T3. And then when I started getting into figure, that's when I added Primo in the mix. So then it was Anavar, Primo, and then Winstrol, and then T3 and Clen. And then when I met my my now boyfriend Miguel, who's also a coach as well, he basically got me on the right track, and I got a little more aggressive with my anabolics. So I increased my Primo dose, added in MPP, added in Anavar. Sometimes I would add in D-ball, take out NPP and Primo, and just had the Anavar and D-ball. Again, D-ball, I don't recommend it for women. It is not for women. It's very androgenic. Do not recommend D-ball for women. Again, I'm just letting you know what I took, so I'm transparent. But I only took it for a 4-week cycle, so it slid in and slid back out. So it allows you to gain muscle really, really fast. And then I also added some IGF, then I added ipamorelin, then I added growth at different stages. Added Winstrol, Clen, T3, obviously during the end of your cycle before the prep, diuretics, estrogen blockers, and all that great stuff. But those are the things that you have to take. Those are the things that you have to be ready to wrap around if you're going to compete. If you're not going to compete, you don't need that whole gang of cocktail mix in order to actually compete. But if you do want to get that physique and look like you're a competitor without having to get on stage and having to take all of those risks when you do get on stage, I think that's great. But you only need to take what your body actually needs. You would only take what you need. And the only way to know what you need is to know where your body fat is and to check your hormones. From there, you would basically get on someone to help you with food so you can manage food properly, know the things that you have to eat, know the amounts that you need to take of protein and carbs per meal. On some days you can carb cycle if you want to, especially on the days you don't go to the gym, if you need to lose fat rapidly to shock your body. And at the same time, know the frequency of the meal so you can eat definitely every 3 to 4 hours so that your thyroid and your T3 always stays spiked and you turn your body into a fat burning machine, because the less you eat, the more you starve yourself. And these are for those idiots that are on phentermine and Clen and just basically suppressing your appetite with whatever the hell it is. Other drugs and other stimulants, whether it's Adderall, cocaine, whatever the hell you're taking. Those things will suppress your appetite, yes, but you end up starving yourself. Your body is waiting for food. Now you are becoming malnourished and undernourished because you're not giving yourself the proper nutrients. So again, if you starve yourself, and I did this so I can speak from experience. I did this many years. I starved myself, go to bed hungry. Your modeling days, you gotta be skinny, lose weight, skinny, lose weight, skinny, lose weight. So yes, this is still something that haunts me even today. And it's just something that I have to tell myself every day just to not think about it. It's okay to eat a little bit of fats. It's okay to eat a little bit of fats, blah, blah, blah. And then we need to train correctly. I don't mean training, doing the kickbacks and the donkey kicks and the stupid bands and moving and doing little lunges with your feet and your bands up and down and a little 10-pound bicep curl. You know what a 10-pound biceps curl is gonna basically target in my arm? This one little ligament right here you can't even see. This one little, I don't even know where it is. Let's just pretend it's right here. That's what a little 10-pound dumbbell is going to stimulate. Okay, you need to get in there, ladies, get in there and lift a 15, 20, 25 pound dumbbell when you do a bicep. Shoulder press, 20, 25 pound, 30, 35, 40, whatever you can do. Have somebody spot you in the back. That's the only way that you're going to create more fibers and create hypertrophy, which is when you build more muscle. You have to build muscle. The more muscle you build, the more fat you reduce. Cardio is not going to reduce your fat. Cardio burns calorie and it's good for your heart because it's a cardiovascular sport, but it does not shred fat. For those of you that think that cardio shreds fat, cardio is not going to shred fat. Cardio will actually eat the muscle, the little itty bitty muscle that you have, and will actually create more fat because you're not burning fat. And if you're not eating enough and you're doing too much cardio, now you're putting stress on the body. And if you're not building muscle, it's eating the muscle that you have. At the end of the day, you're just gonna stress your body out and you're gonna go backwards. So you're gonna be just a skinny, blubbery, jiggly, blah, 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 fat. Still gonna be ugly when you take off your clothes. So depends on what you wanna look. Do you wanna be skinny and weigh 115 pounds, but when you take off your clothes, you got more cellulite than the actual big girl who weighs 160 because she's tight, but she's big, but she's tight, and she's got muscle. And for the people that are spending 30, 45 minutes doing cardio, no. For me, just do 15 minutes of cardio and get out after your workout. Do the hard stuff first, energy first, and then 15 minutes of cardio. Again, the most important thing is to lift weights because weights and weight training is going to stimulate muscle growth. When you stimulate the muscle grows and it's going to push the fat out of the way. For instance, in this arm right here, in this space, there's only room for so much. So you can either fill it with fat or you fill it with muscle. If you fill it all with muscle, where's the room for fat? There's no room. There's no room for fat here. If I didn't have all this muscle, it would be full of fat. So you decide what goes in this space. You decide what goes in this space. You decide what goes in this space, okay? You decide what goes in all these spaces. So you can have it filled with fat, or you can have it filled with muscle. I never really needed to do a lot of cardio to answer your question maybe 10 minutes later, but I really never needed to do that much cardio just because I didn't have a lot of fat to begin with. But when you do compete, you do need to do your double cardio, 30 minutes and 30 minutes, to try and you know, just slim down as much as you can. But other than that, I really didn't need to do that much cardio. It was more about I needed to get back in the weight room and lift more weights with a more aggressive and a more knowledgeable trainer like my coach, who actually got me in there and started targeting more compound moves and more muscles at one time in order for me to get the physique that I am today. And even though that I have been working with him for about 4 years now, I'm every day still working. It's still a work in progress. So I didn't look like this last year, and last year didn't look like the year before, and the year before didn't look like I did in 2019. So every year I better myself, and every year I strive to better myself a little more than I was before. So I just keep leaning out and leaning out and leaning out and leaning out. And yes, it's still a work in progress. So once you see yourself getting better, don't look at it as, okay, great, I get better and I can eat what I want. No, just use that as your fuel for to motivate yourself and to keep going. And that's really what it is. It is a journey, and a positive journey, and to build good and healthy and positive habits that are going to wrap around your whole life as far as your food and your discipline and your health and your determination. And you just want to live your life so much healthier. When you're in better shape, you are mentally happier and you are in better shape mentally. And it will trickle down to the rest of the decisions that you make throughout your life. In addition, you're gonna have less trips to the doctor, and you're gonna have less need for medications and less need for to be depressed and all that other crap that comes along with it and other health issues. So, Rara, thank you for your question. I hope that I've answered everything. If I left something out, please respond. If you found value in this video and you liked what I spoke about, then I would appreciate a like, a sub, and comment. So I appreciate that right now. Hit that button, bing, 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 bing. And you can follow me on Instagram at Miami Life Fitness. And I've also added TikTok, which is at Miami Life Fitness as well. Don't know how this TikTok thing is gonna go. Watch one of these two videos. Everyone have a great week, and we will see you soon.